Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to create your very own in-demand virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 18. Is the VA market saturated?
It is such a good question, especially right now. We're in the middle of this pandemic. COVID-19 hit a few months ago. People were laid off, people were made redundant, looking for something that they can do from home. So the virtual assistant world became something that was like, oh, maybe this is what I should do. So we've definitely seen an increase in the interest of those coming into the virtual assistant industry. Whether or not that's an indication of the numbers of virtual assistants that will actually launch their businesses, to me, that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah, and I think absolutely. I'm seeing the same thing. Lots and lots of virtual assistants asking, like, "Hey, do you have any work? Can I come and work for your agency? I've lost my job." And yeah, it's really sad that so many people are losing their jobs at the moment.
Yeah.
Some people, I think, really worry about the fact that there is lots of virtual assistants coming on board and trying to set up. And I think people worry that there's not going to be enough clients, there's not going to be enough work, and the market is going to be saturated. I think one of the reasons why I think that this is a good thing for the industry is because the more people who are actually saying, I'm a virtual assistant, promoting themselves, showing up online, the more business owners start to see this term virtual assistant. They start to hear people talking about it, and it becomes more commonplace. And the more that people talk about it, the more interest there's going to be in actually hiring a virtual assistant. So yeah, I think that anyone who is worried about the virtual assistant market being saturated, I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There is loads of benefits with this interest that we have in the industry right now. I agree with you 100%. I mean, this week alone, here in New Zealand, just chatting with people that have popped by or who I've bumped into outside the school gates or at the supermarket. I think I've had 3 different conversations, and all 3 people were like, "What? What's a VA?" So despite me being in this industry personally for a few years, you've been in the industry even longer, there is still a lot of people that don't even know what a virtual assistant is. So you're absolutely right. This added spotlight that we've got on us at the moment, if that can get the word out there even further, then that's going to be great for the virtual assistant world.
Yeah, because when when you buy a new car, and then you start to see that car everywhere, and you're like, oh, well, why has everyone got this car? There's so many of them. It's so common. There's actually a term for it. Well, I don't know what the actual term is called, but it's actually a thing. When you start to have something on your radar, then you see it everywhere. So when we go into the virtual assistant industry, and then you start connecting with virtual assistants and you have it on your radar, you just see virtual assistants everywhere. Where in reality, like you just said, there are still people who have no idea what a virtual assistant is. And the other thing too is that there are millions and millions and millions of businesses all around the world, and every single business could use a virtual assistant in some way for a particular service. And so the potential market for virtual assistants is massive. So I don't think anyone should have anything to worry about, and just keep reminding yourself that if you keep seeing virtual assistants popping up everywhere, it really is just because it's on your radar. Yes, there's lots coming in to the industry, but it's more magnified when you're actually in it, noticing it.
Yeah, that's so true. I love that car analogy. It's the same thing. I remember when I first got pregnant, and it's like prams all of a sudden. I had no interest in prams up until that point, right?
Mm,
Why would I? Why would I be
mm,
caring about what pram people someone's pushing along the street?
mm.
But then as soon as I got pregnant, that was it. It was just prams everywhere I look. Oh, there's somebody pushing a pram. Oh, what type of pram's that? So it's the
Mm.
same with this. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I hope that helps for anyone who is feeling like they are never going to break through or never going to get clients. I think yeah, you've got nothing to worry about. Keep in mind that it's just on your radar now.
Yeah, there is plenty of work out there for
Mm,
everybody that is in the industry. And I think it's about not comparing. If you're seeing all these people coming into the industry, especially here in New Zealand, it's a small country, it's a relatively small industry. I think it's easy to get caught up in what other people are doing,
mm,
and it's easy to be worried about, oh my goodness, this person's new, and this person's offering the same niche as what I do.
mm,
Hey, look, you've just got to stop comparing yourself. Blinkers on, folks. Just concentrate on your own business and your own strengths and growing your business and putting yourself out there authentically. And you've got nothing to worry about. There isn't really competition.
mm.
How
Yeah,
can you be in competition with yourself?
yeah, exactly. And I think you talk a lot about being authentic too, Sam, and how so important it is, and that makes you completely different to anyone else in the industry. So
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. Have the blinkers on, and know that if for every hour that you spend focused on other people in your competition and other people in the industry is an hour that you haven't focused on your own business and your own,
Yes.
growth and
Yeah.
development.
And that's a lesson that it's a really good reminder, even for the likes of you and me who've been doing this for a while. It's easy to get caught up in things like that and easily
Mm.
to get distracted. So it's a really good reminder for us all.
Thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the Savvy School website to check out the amazing members club and find more free resources.
You can find us at savvyschool.co.nz.